Hello everybody, my name is Robert and this is Review. Now today I wanted to give my top 10 tips for this, the Oculus Quest 2. Now these tips, most of them would also work for the Oculus Quest 1, but I thought it would be an interesting way to celebrate the release of this thing. It was released on, I think, Tuesday. I got my unboxing up of it. That'll be up there or down below as well if you want to watch it. Today we're looking at my top 10 tips for anyone. If this is your first VR headset, then you may well get quite a lot out of this video. If you've already owned a Quest or you've owned other VR headsets, you might not get the same amount out of this video, but there might still be some tips here that maybe you didn't know. So let's get right into it, but before we do, if this is the first time that you're seeing my face on your screen, then please do consider dropping down below, hitting that subscribe icon, hitting that bell notification icon as well, so you get notified every time I upload. And while you're down there, you may as well hit that like button as well. Anyway, let's get right into it with tip number 1. This is to do with the Oculus mobile app, in that you can buy and look through the store without even having to have the headset on. Of course, the Oculus Quest has a wide array of games and different applications and experiences available to also buy and download. There are quite a few free ones out there as well. All you've got to do is just load up the mobile app, and if your headset is turned on and in standby mode within Bluetooth range, you can go ahead and just search through the mobile app, choose the game you want, hit buy, hit download, and it will automatically download to your Quest, so the next time you put it on, you don't have to wait for those download screens. Number 2, Passthrough. So Passthrough mode is a really great way for you to be able to interact with your outside environment without having to take the headset off. It uses the 4 cameras to give you a black and white view of your space around you. This is great to talk to people or just to grab a drink in between games of Beat Saber. So you can go into your settings, and within there are some experimental features. Within there is a little button that has a little toggle. Flick that toggle across and you can double tap twice on the side of your headset, either side, and this will enable and disable the pass-through mode. Normally you would have to walk outside of your environment to hit this pass-through. Now you can do it through this as well, and I find it really useful, especially when I'm playing in here and little Icarus the rabbit is running around. He tends to get in the way of my feet a little bit, so it's nice to just be able to double tap, see where he is, continue playing. Number 3, make a home away from home. Now Oculus is really good at giving you different environments to live in while you're choosing your games. So Oculus Home has, I think, 8 different environments right now. What you can do is you can go into your settings, choose environments, and have a flick through just a few of the different ones that are available right now. By default, you're in this lovely little beach scene, but there are 8 different ones to choose from. Personally, my favourite is this cyberpunk style, and it looks like you're in a office in a cyberpunk city. It's great. So this really gives you a way to customise your environment and really make it a home away from home. Number 4, hand tracking. Hand tracking is an incredible feature that the Oculus Quest can do. They're really great for navigating the UI without having to pick up your controllers, and some games are starting to support it now. So you do have to enable this feature. If you go into your settings and devices, inside there you can use your hands and controller settings. I would suggest turning on all of the settings here, so that when you put your controllers down, your hands will automatically pick up as soon as you put them in front of your face. You don't have to manually configure and change between controllers and hands. Really useful, and I just think it's so cool to be able to navigate home and the browser just with flicks of your hand and your wrist. It's an incredible feature, and I really hope they start doing more with this in the future and games start doing more with it. Number 5, 90 Hz. So we do know that this display in here, and yes I did say one, there is one display, not one per eye anymore, can support 90 Hz. 90 Hz is obviously the screen's refresh rate. Normally, I think the Oculus Quest had a 60 Hz display. This has 90, so everything will feel much smoother if Oculus had enabled it. Right now, time of writing, it's not properly enabled. You can go into your settings and you can go down to those experimental features again and enable that 90 Hz. It will require a device reset, and it will only actually work in the browser and the home environment right now. There is another way to do it, and I'll link some descriptions down below as to places that will teach you how to do it for other apps, but for now I'm happy with 90 Hz where Oculus has tested it at least, and I hope that they do bring it out for more environments soon. Number 6, Oculus Link. Now, I think everyone knows about this tip, but maybe you don't. Oculus Link allows you to take your Oculus Quest or Quest 2 headset, plug in a USB-C cable to a computer, to a gaming computer, and be able to play fully blown Oculus games and Steam VR games through this cable. Now, I do suggest a long cable. I would suggest 3 meters or more. I would also suggest that this cable be of a high quality, so just get the Oculus one. I would suggest. There are some others on the market, but if you have a lower quality cable, then your experience will not be as good. As soon as you plug in to your headset and the computer, the headset should pick up and ask you if you want to access this device. Say yes, and the Oculus experience should kick right in. If it doesn't, you can go into settings and you should be able to turn it on in there as well. Number 7, game streaming. Now, VR has always been quite an isolating experience, I've felt. I've never been able to really experience this with friends and family because you're isolated in your own little headset. So one really nice feature that the Quest headsets have is that you can cast your screen to a TV or a mobile, so they can view what you're seeing. And it's just a great way to bring everyone else into the experience and maybe even help out some first-time gamers. Which brings me on to number 8. And number 8 is another part of this in that when you tap the phone screen, when you are casting to a phone, you have a couple of different options to help with that VR user. You can reset the space, you can launch new apps, and you can reset the Guardian as well. All 3 of these features are things that you might want to do to help out a first-time VR user who maybe can't work out how to recenter their view, or wants to play a different game but doesn't know how to navigate back home quite yet. Those features are really cool and a great way to introduce someone to VR. Number 9, Bluetooth is your friend. Seriously. Bluetooth is on this headset and it can be enabled in that same place as all of these other tips inside those settings and those experimental features. What Bluetooth can do is let you connect up some Bluetooth devices, be that a games controller for some seated experiences, but more for my use of some Bluetooth headphones. The latency is fairly high, so you don't be expecting to play games like Beat Saber with these Bluetooth headphones on. But it's a cool feature nonetheless to try out if you want to be able to plug in some headphones or plug into a speaker system through Bluetooth. And finally, number 10, try after you buy. So Oculus has a really good returns policy on all of their content. If you buy your content and you play it for maybe half an hour to up to 2 hours, you decide that maybe it isn't for you. The content just wasn't fun, it makes you feel quite sick, it's just not right for you. And what you can do is you can just go onto the Oculus website and simply request a refund. As long as you haven't played more than 2 hours and you didn't purchase it over 14 days ago, then they will most likely just refund you. And that's great for you to be able to experience some of these experiences, try them out, and if they're not for you, then that's fine. If you find something that is for you, you keep it. Now, as one tip that I thought I'd have as a little extra bonus for you all is one that I hold quite close to my heart. I'm a developer, I'm a tinkerer, I like to create games and I like to play with experiences and really make a device my own. One tip that I have to say everyone should at least try is SideQuest. SideQuest is a way for you to sideload apps, games, experiences, and even modifications straight to your Quest to allow you to try out experiences that maybe aren't on the main store. One really good example of this was the Half-Life game. I think it was Half-Life 1 that had a full mod for VR. You could play the whole of Half-Life 1 with this headset, and it was an incredible experience. Others include also remote desktop or virtual desktop, I think it's called. They have a VR mode, which is only available if you sideload it. There are so many more, so I encourage you to go out there. I'll drop a link in the description to a sideloading guide with SideQuest. Go and explore some of the lesser known experiences and games and let me know what your favourite is. And there you have it, guys. That's been my top 10 Oculus Quest tips. Now, have I missed anything? Is there a tip that you think I should know? Drop it down in the comments section down below. While you're down there, also hit subscribe, hit like, share this video with some friends, and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.